wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. Yeah, so lost, where do I go? I was in the chase, caught a flat on road. It was all love, X no O. I was feeling rich, but we turned out broke. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't believe that it was real. It was back in late December when I did it. I just wish I could forget. Cause I hate how much I love it, oh I hate how I just love to catch a feel. Yeah, I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. If I find a way to get it, when I do it, I can live it and forget. Cause I hate how much I love you, or I hate how you just put me in my feelings.
What's going on, everybody? You ready for some racing? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Forza Spec Racing Series here live on X-Venture. It's Tuesday night, Forza Motorsport Spec Racing here live on Twitch TV. Let's get it going. AMS Storm now here on lap number 34 of 34, jumps into the top spot. And here comes Maverick now, going to make a run to the inside on Drex, perhaps missing his mark. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to X-Venture here live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore. Yes, the one-timer on twitch.tv/Xbox. My first commentary gig for an official Xbox/Forza event over on the Xbox channel here on Twitch back on Saturday, featuring Forza Horizon 5, and it was the Honda Fan Cup, with Dragons coming away with the $2,500 or whatever it was that goes to the first place winner in that series, that final 7-race series that was the Honda Fan Cup Phase Number 1. Phase Number 2 is coming up in October, so make sure you check out start.gg if you want more information. Yes, it is. It's only for North American drivers, all in Canada, the United States, and in Mexico. So if you'd like to participate there in the Phase 2 version of the Honda Fan Cup, then make sure you get signed up and hope to see you out there on the track for that one. If I'm not commentating, I'll be watching. I don't know. I don't know if the gig is for me. They haven't reached out to me. But it was nice to get one under the belt there for the droves of people that showed up. Like, I think the viewership was all front-loaded there for that broadcast. And, it was nice to have all them watchful eyes for better or for worse. And then, of course, for all the drivers to get the love and attention that they got there in the all throughout the morning. At least morning for me. Might have been afternoon for a lot of people. We've got Pingman here. LS Subaru is here. Who else is here? Anybody else? Slow Motion Fire saying hello there earlier. If you're here watching, maybe for the umpteenth time or the first time, feel free to say hello there in the chat. Like to throw a hello back at you, man. It feels weird. It feels weird streaming today because it felt like a Monday. For those of us who had the joys of having the Labor Day holiday yesterday off here in the States. It felt like a Monday, and so to remind myself that, hey, I have a broadcast here today, it was kind of weird, but got everything all set up. Got my truck picked up for those of you who were in the know that there on Friday I had to go drop my old pickup, my nearly 20-year-old pickup truck off to go get a fuel pump replacement. It's back. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. The day after that is the beginning of the NFL season. It's going to be a good week. And it's September. I forgot to mention that too. We're here in the first week of September. And while it doesn't feel like it, probably for a lot of people, because it's very warm out, very, very warm out. Hopefully those early and first tastes of fall are soon to be here. DWM Frog is here as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings here. Season number 48 featuring the Razor, the Polaris Razor 1000 LS Subaru, with 100 points at the top of the leaderboard, having claimed all 4 victories up to this point through the first 2 weeks of racing. Bryant there has closed the gap by 2 points, now making it a difference of 6. Bryant was down to 92 entering week number 2, but because Bryant was able, as you can see there from the gold text at the bottom, placed second not three times, but placed, well, hold on. The annotation there is different from what I'm trying to convey. Bryant has placed second in 3 races here in the first 4 of FM4 Season 48. But last week, it was Bryant able to get second place twice, which hence the reason why now sitting at 94 points as opposed to 92. Kracham at 90, 88 for Fear the Fun. TNR Horizon at 86. Oops Arena at 77, 74 for Audrex. Patches Riley at 64. LS Barney at 62. And Slow Motion Fire at 60. And 10th overall of the 17 drivers that we have on the overall leaderboard. Those who have competed here in Season 48. There's a look at the schedule. We head out to Rio de Janeiro, the full circuit in reverse, 10 laps. It's going to be an exciting one. Homestead is the follow-up here tonight, 34 laps. And that's going to be on, I'm calling it the apron. We'll see what it looks like when the drivers get out there to qualify, but they are not running the banked oval. So for those of you, LS Barney included a week ago, this is not the oval, but rather the lower part, the apron as I'm calling it, and I think it also incorporates the skinny pit lane road that there is at turns 3 and 4. So we'll see how that one plays out here a little bit later this evening. But yes, we do have to get out to Rio de Janeiro, the full circuit in reverse. I know for a fact we have not raced this track in the Forza Spec Racing Series for the seasons that I have covered. Now, I've covered 20 seasons, or at least this is my 20th season here with FM4. And so not to have been out to Rio de Janeiro full is kind of like, wow, that's amazing. There's not that many tracks. I mean, when you think of 20 different seasons, 5 weeks of racing, 9 races in total, you would think that we have covered them all. This is an exception here. Now, we have been out to Rio Short, and we have been out to the Rio Club, maybe the Rio National. I can't remember what one of the shorter tracks is, but we have been out to Rio, just not in this configuration. Penguin says, I know what none of this means. I'm just here for the vroom. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to understand, except for that the car that finishes first is first, right? And the car that finishes last is last. And ideally, you want to finish first, but for everybody else from second on back, you know, here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, it's all about doing your best, putting the best show on possible out there on the track. And just being mindful of where the other drivers are out there and having a good time and increasing your skill with each and every season. So even if you don't get it, if there are some things that don't quite make any sense, by all means, let me know there in the chat what questions you have, what thoughts you may have about FM4, and how we can get you a little bit more in the know and involved. How about that? Let's see. What else is going on? What else has been happening? I feel like this whole past week was just a whirlwind of things happening in the world around me. Certainly, there's got to be some other stuff. I don't know. It's been crazy. It was good to have a long weekend. A little bit of rest and recuperation, but I tell you, to be prepping at the latter part of last week, to be prepping for that Honda Fan Cup on Saturday, that was different. And waking up and turning everything on, but not starting the stream, and instead ingesting it or uploading it to the Xbox crew, that was certainly different. So, man, what a lot going on. Penguin says, "Wow, what an informative and welcoming streamer. Perhaps worthy of a follow." All right, here we go. So Slow Motion Fire. By the way, we have a predictor, and there's only about 59 seconds remaining on that. If you want to cast your vote in terms of who or how many drivers you think will have a dirtied qualifying time coming off of Rio de Janeiro, then use your channel points that have 0 zilch, not a value. And who knows? Maybe you can come out the big winner? If there is such a thing. All right, let's head out to the track where qualifying has begun. Patches Riley is going to be first out the gate. And as you can see there in the bottom left, the track map, it is just it's a spaghetti. Well, we're going to restart. I didn't see what was going on there. I don't know if maybe they had a little bit of the wrong configuration or what. They got it in full reverse 3 laps, so maybe there was a driver or two who didn't ready up, and they figured we'd get them into the mix. So just one quick minute or two here, and I'm sure we'll be right back at it. Soul Motion Fire says, lost a driver in the loading screen. We'll give it one more shot. There you go. How friendly. How kind. Show of hands there in the chat. How many people watched the Honda Fan Cup on Saturday? How many people caught a glimpse, even if you didn't see the whole thing? How many people watched? Just curious. I know I had some folks rooting me on there in the chat. I think Fear the Fun was in there. Maybe Modern Weapon. Dita Ben Frog's hand is up. All right, you guys can hear the motors here of the Polaris Razor revving up. And now our drivers, well, there's the standings for you. That's not going to work out very well for you in terms of seeing the action. There we go. Born as Ghost once, well, not once again. On the redo here is the first out the gate. Now going into that sweeping left-hander, and then you come up here, and already you mash the brakes. This is a very sharp corner. You go over the, it's not even really cobblestone, right? It's these large stone slabs that you drive over, and there is a bit of bumpiness involved. Although our driver's telling us really that the bumpiness hasn't been an issue. color me not really all that surprised. We are in ATVs after all. These things were meant to deal with some bumps. And while they are in more of a sporty race configuration here in Forza Motorsport 7 or in the Forza Spec Racing Series, I don't think that takes a bit. I don't think that takes away a lot of their the DNA. That the bumps aren't that big of an issue. There comes Born as Ghost now up the hill. It's a little trickier coming through this section in the non-reverse format. We are running this race in reverse, so typically the cars are going the other way. You carry a whole heck of a lot of speed downhill and into that left-hander, and then switching quickly to a right-hander. But this way, a little bit less of a complex string on the way up. The 2015 Polaris Razor at 123 horsepower, 81 foot-pounds of torque, does its best to muscle its way up the hill. And now they get a chance to ride downhill, albeit not all that bad. Slowing it down there for the right-hander. You got some, well, I can't tell if those are trolley car tracks, but I don't really think they have any effect. Any effect on the feel of the road surface. I think those trolley rails are more just there as an aesthetic and don't really have much more of an impact. Unlike the curbs that you see as you get to the bottom here, and now they'll make the long sweeping right-hander into a long sweeping left-hander, snaking their way back up toward the start-finish line. This game is prettier than it has any right to be, says Penguin. It's a good-looking racing game, that's for sure. The advantage here for you all is that I am playing this in 4K on my PC, and then once it gets compressed down to 1080p, all those details are just a little bit sharper. Even though you all are seeing 1080p, going from 4K to 1080p helps keep some of that detail and clarity. And now back into the left-hander here after the start-finish of, the finish of lap number 1, the start of lap number 2. And right now it's going to be LS Subaru with a 2:48.7 for 1. For the quickest qualifying time, we go to LS Subaru. There's Cratrim with the second quickest qualifying time at the moment. Each driver with their respective flag next to their gamer tag. For LS Subaru, that being Australia, and for Cratrim, Old Glory there, US of A. LS Subaru clipping a tire wall, and I think that's going to do it for Subaru's qualifying time here on the first flying lap. I don't think you can clip the tire wall without getting an invalidated lap, and then Cratrim might have been an innocent bystander there, getting one of those tires and sending his Polaris Razor into a bit of a tank slapper. I need to start remembering chats I say that let you transition into describing the stream and why it's great. Give people the information. I try. Well, and that's fine. Segways are good. Chat delivered segways are nice. That was another thing that was super different about commentating the Honda Fan Cup this past Saturday, was that I knew there would be a larger audience, and so I wasn't going to dare try keeping the chat open. I didn't want to be distracted. I just want to focus. And so I had no chat or anything. It was just me and my thoughts, and the Joshua Gray, who was the host, did a phenomenal job, and Matt, my co-commentator, was awesome as well, but no external noise beyond that. Oh, and we've got the loading screen. That's not good. Take a look at the ticker across the top of the screen to try to ID who that might have been. Was it Fear the Fun? It seems like we're missing a driver or two. Let's go to Audrex, currently with the third quickest qualifying time. Fear the Fun now. Something. Okay, Fear the Fun does apparently have the quickest qualifying time at a 2:48.024. So Fear the Fun is definitely still out there. I don't know. It seemed like we just had something weird happen in the lobby. And now Audrex, Born as Ghost, and Fear the Fun begin their third and final qualifying lap here. This environment here, Rio de Janeiro in Forza Motorsport 7, has kind of that heat effect, that mirage effect out in the distance. This makes me think of the sweltering heat that there is outside. Can't catch a break, virtually or in the real world. It's just hot everywhere. Comes Audrex up the hill. Yeah, Fear the Fun getting that quick qualifying time there on lap number 2, the same lap in which I think LS Subaru made contact with a tire wall, which I believe rendered a dirty, invalidated lap. So will somebody else be able to do better than the 2:48.0 that Fear the Fun has, or is that going to be it? At which point, LS Subaru would be on the front row, P2, with Audrex and Born as Ghost on row number 2. All right, Penguin. Hey, I appreciate it. Do your thing. Do your thing. Here they go. Down the hill. Audrex looking very tidy there along the curbing of that left-hander. Getting a couple of wheels on there. Didn't seem to disrupt the Polaris Razor 1 iota. So we've got Audrex, Fear the Fun, even LS Subaru back there with Born as Ghost, all going to come across the line almost simultaneously, a few half seconds apart from one another. And LS Subaru knocking it down about 4 seconds from 2:48 to 2:44.381. That's going to be a good pole spot unless somebody else can do one better. Here comes Patches Riley across the line. Not able to overcome Subaru's 244. And just a few drivers remaining. Let's go to who we have back here. We've got Slow Motion Fire and Modern Weapon. Let's go to Slow Motion Fire. And unable to best Subaru's time. That will conclude the qualifying session here tonight for Rio. We still have another one. We've got Homestead coming up. There you go. Audrex with a 2:47.808. Fear the Fun at a 2:46.9, a 2:44.381. There for LS Subaru, our season 48 points leader and our 6-time Forza Spec Racing Series champ. 6 consecutive seasons at that. Born as Ghost at 250.6. A dirtied 249.2 there for Cuda93. Craytrim at a 252.009. Patches Riley at a 248. A 255 for LS Barney. A 251.7 there for Oops Serena. Wise Edmonton with a 251 dirtied. And another dirtied lap there for Slow Motion Fire at a 250.1. Modern Weapon at 252.445. For the 12 drivers who qualified here for Rio de Janeiro. For those of you who said that there would be Well, gosh, what was it? Was it 4? 1, 2, 3, and 4. For those of you who said between 2 and 4, dirty qualifying times, congratulations. You got the predictor correct, and we'll go ahead and start another one in asking who will win at Rio. Quite simply. Oops, typed it in the wrong spot. Who will win at Rio? Will it be LS Subaru? Will it be? Who did I say was going to be on pole? Not on pole, but on row number 1. I think Fear the Fun will be up there, toward the front. Not sure about row number 1. As a matter of fact, a quick glimpse here. No, yeah, Fear is on row number 1. Quite a bit of separation here in terms of lap times, and I think that's a testament to how tricky this track can be, how complex it can be. Let's go. Okay, so we're just going to put the 2 drivers who are going to start out on row number 1, and then we'll put anybody else. And there you go. And I'm going to only give you 15 minutes here, so that way we don't get too close to the end of the race, at which point you could go in there and snipe yourself a win. Fear the Fun, you got yourself on row number 1, at least from what I could tell. Congratulations. And how did you feel out there at Rio de Janeiro? The full track in reverse.
In Discord.
I can't hear you. I mean, I could barely hear you. You're very, very quiet. All right. No Fear the Fun. Let's go ahead and try to give Weisemitten an opportunity. Weisemitten with a dirty qualifying time of 2:51.885. But you got some company back there, even though you're not the only. Well, you're not the only one with a dirty lap.
Hello.
And so you do have some company. Can you hear me?
Something's going on. I can't hear him.
Oh, how about now?
Here we are.
There we go. I think there might have been an issue or something that I changed from my previous broadcast. But Weisemitten, I was just saying, you're not the only one with a dirty qualifying time out here at the Rio de Janeiro full circuit. Polaris Razor, short wheelbase vehicle. You got a lot of different track surfaces to work with here. Obviously, a tough time during qualifying, but how do you think the race will fare for you?
Well, the Razor's definitely hard to handle because it's such a close wheelbase.
Yeah.
Right. I know the track, but it's just a matter of trying to get this car to connect. And with the ups and downs and with the high and low points on there, it's trying to get the suspension dialed in.
Are you pretty familiar with this circuit, or is this something that maybe through a little bit of practice there in the qualifying session and then maybe here during the race that you're just going to have to get more familiar with, or are you already comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable with the track. During the qualifying, I managed to make a few tunes, adjust the tune a little bit.
Okay.
Try to make it a little bit quicker off the corners.
Gotcha. Okay. And then is there a particular corner here? I mean, we've got this complex string through maybe the first quarter of the full circuit here at Rio de Janeiro. Then you start heading uphill, where at that point you're fighting gravity, so you lose a little bit of power out of the car on your way up. But then you make the downhill section before you have a sharp left-hander back toward the start-finish line. So I don't know. Is there a particular part of this track that's gonna give you more trouble than maybe the rest of it?
I would say as soon as you start going uphill on that first hard left-hander.
Oh, really?
That one there might be giving me trouble because then it's just trying to get the momentum back up to get back up that hill.
Okay. And
but,
go ahead.
Yeah, but then after that, as you start going downhill, that first right, that's a bit sharp one. So you're already going up to speed trying to get down to that.
Okay, well, and then taking a look at the overall leaderboard here, entering tonight's first race of the evening here at Rio de Janeiro, you sit at 44 points, 14th overall, out in front of Onion with Too Many Eyes, who doesn't appear to be participating this evening. And then just behind, Born as Ghost by 8 points. So what do you think your chances here of catching up to and competing with Born as Ghost to try to match or maybe overtake on the overall leaderboard?
I'm hoping to match.
There you go.
We did some practice on Homestead on the flat there, and surprisingly, the tune that I got for that has been keeping up with the front of the pack. So hopefully, if they don't adjust and I keep everything the same and I don't touch that grass, I should be front runner on the next race.
And you just never know out on a track like this, large, sprawling circuit that is Rio de Janeiro full. Any mistake by any of the drivers up front could open the door for you to make a couple
Yes.
of passes. So who knows? We'll see.
That's-
Best of luck to you, Wiseman.
Yeah, thank you. Good talking to you.
Likewise. All right, there we go. And Fear the Fun, my apologies. Yeah, I was muted there in Discord. I heard you a little bit, and I thought maybe I was just having some audio volume issues, but certainly it was on my end. So hopefully get a chance to speak with you here after the race. Springer there in the chat says, man, that guy in last place, get him the winch. Sorry, couldn't resist, says Springer. Springer, welcome back. Good to see you again. And for those of you who have just followed the channel, I appreciate that. I'll get you your proper thank you here in just a minute when we get out into the race where we have that lower third that we can use to acknowledge and identify who it is that has followed the channel. It's always nice here, particularly on a Tuesday evening, like, you know, a lot of the people who come and check out the racing or people who are familiar with the event that goes down here on Xventure. But whenever we get new faces, new Twitch names, it's always an awesome feeling for me. And for those of you who are watching, if you enjoy the content and you haven't yet clicked that follow button, please do. And then, of course, let your friends know. Let the folks that maybe you race with know. Tell them, hey, you found the Forza Spec Racing Series and you think it might be a great opportunity for you all to get involved. And then, who knows, maybe one day we'll be calling your name out here on the circuit. Reddit.com/r/FM4 is where you need to go. Everything is laid out there for Season 48. And as soon as Season 49 is ready to go at the conclusion here of this one, within the next 3 weeks, then we'll have the details on Season 49 when the points are wiped clean and everybody starts anew. Here we go. Kick the tires, light the fires. Week number 3, the final race of the first half of Season 48 is underway here in the Polaris Razor. And right out the gate, on pole, LS Subaru. Going to maintain position here, coming into the left-hander. And able to keep it off the wall, and looks like back behind them, everybody keeping it nice and clean. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this is a beer league. They classify themselves as a beer league, but man, how clean did that look right there? Now, of course, that qualifying has concluded, and they've taken the Forza race regulations out of the picture. They now have that opportunity to use the use a shorter route, go over areas that would have otherwise been obscured by a barrier and tire wall, and just go ahead and hightail it right on through. And now up the hill goes LS Subaru, nearly hitting the backside of the Polaris Razor there on the concrete barrier. Into the inside again, able to now extend track limits. They've been given the right to do so. And so if everybody can take advantage of it, then it's as clean and acceptable as can be. And already LS Subaru establishing about maybe just shy of a 1 second lead, although getting very, very close to that. Let's go to Audrex here in third position. Team Goon Squad Live, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Xventure. Great to have you, and hopefully we'll have you back again. And maybe, I don't know, if you've got a racing group, if you've got some racers there on your team, Team Goon Squad, get them participating here in FM4. And then Alpha Geo Draco, thank you very much for that follow as well. You get the air wrench there. I heard it during the interview with Wise Admitten. Give you the proper acknowledgement here during the race. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning in here again on a Tuesday evening after the presumably a long weekend for everybody here. Maybe not. for those of you who are in the States but could not celebrate, or for those of you who reside outside the States and it was not Labor Day. Either way, coming off of the first weekend of September. I'm Dustin Moore. I don't think I even properly introduced myself at the beginning of the broadcast. That's a foul. Thanks for hanging out. All right, running through the field, we've got LS Subaru up in front in first. Fear the Fun qualified in second and is still in P2. Audrex, who qualified third, is in third with Patches Riley real close behind. Back behind Patches, it's Born as Ghost in fifth. LS Barney, Cratrin, Cuda 93, Soul Motion Fire, and Weisenmitten. Those are the drivers from 6th on back to 10th, respectively. And oh no, there's the loading screen, which oftentimes spells bad news here for one of our drivers. All we can do is wait for it to end. Was that, I think that was Fear the Fun. No, Fear the Fun is still out there. That was... I'm waiting for the ticker above to show us. Weisenmitten, who we spoke to there in the driver's spotlight, quickly out of this one. Only a lap and a half in, and we've got somebody already in the pit lane. Alpha Geo Draco, hello, saw you on the Frozen Toes list and came to check you out. Oh, good. Well, welcome. Yeah, Frozen Toes. Frozen Toes and I, we broadcast back one race. It was the 2.5 hours or 2.4 hours of Nürburgring. Gosh, that had to have been about 2 years ago, but I'm obviously a staunch supporter of anybody really who's trying to show up here in the racing directories of Twitch, whether it be with NASCAR Heat, which I know Frozen Toes does a lot of that, and iRacing, or Formula One with the F1 titles, or if you're a streamer on the dirt titles. What other racing games might there be? Of course, the Forza franchise. For those of you who may do some broadcasts here on Twitch, reach out to me. Let me know that you do, and perhaps we could try to do a little bit of cross promotional stuff. But thank you so much there, Alpha, for letting me know. It's kind of like the head on over to twitch.tv/xventure and tell them Frozen Toes sent you. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by. All right, so this battle here for third wages on. And a little bit further back is our big mid-pack grouping. Again, with Cratrin, Born as Ghost, Barney, Cuda 93, and that's it. Soul Motion Fire on a racing island back there in 9th position. And same can be said for Oof Serena, and that's a big oof for Serena there in 10th position. She's got a lot of ground to cover, and very early here in week number 3, this could mark the drop week for Oof Serena if can't turn this one around. We still have Homestead. Coming up here after this race, and that will be out on the apron versus the banked oval itself. So be curious to see how that one pans out. Here comes Patches Riley right there on the back of Audrex, looking every which way. They hop over the curbing. Look out for that wall on the right-hand side, their left, as they head up the hill. And Patches Riley is really laying it on thick here with Audrex, letting them know that I'm right behind you and I ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to play defense this entire race. And now here they go in Cratrin. Cratrin likely soon to be in the mix there in that battle for third. And these two, here comes Patches Riley, Audrex, side by side. Up the hill they come. They'll be nipping on the hills of Fear the Fun here very, very soon. And if they're not too careful and they play too much defense with one another, they're going to have Cratrin in there. And this very easily could be a four-way battle for second here in the next lap or two. A 10-lap race here at Rio de Janeiro, full in reverse. That 11th that you see there in the upper left, that's just a cool-down lap. That ain't no thing for the chicken wing. Oh, I could go for some... man, chicken wings. I think that's going to be our question here for our drivers in the driver's spotlight. Their favorite chicken wing flavor. You guys let me know there in the chat. We're coming up on football season. Of course, those of you who are big on college football, the season just started this past week. Let me know there in the chat. What are the top wing flavors for you? Audrex now in third position as Patches Riley able to make a come up and a go around here on lap number 3. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. What are the chicken wing flavors? Whether it's a dry rub or a sauce. Let me know. It's not a rhetorical question. Across the line they go, beginning of lap number 4. Go to Fear the Fun here in second position, and without a doubt, Fear the Fun starting to see the front headlamps here and that yellow symbol of Patches' Polaris Razor showing up there in the rear view mirror. DWM Frog says, I go with the original flavor. You mean like original hot, just buffalo, just, you know, hot, a hot wing, traditional hot wing? You know what? That could be a thing. A subathon. For every subscriber, I eat a hot wing. Why would I even do that? Why would I even do that? It's not even really a challenge. Eat hot wings all day long if I really wanted to. Here comes Fear the Fun. Wow, look at this. Patches Riley is closing in quick. With a quickness here is Patches Riley. They're at the top of the Rio de Janeiro hill here, at least for the circuit. And now back down they go. Oh, scraping a little bit there is Fear the Fun. That sounds dangerous. Well, hey, you know, if you're going to sell out on Twitch, you might as well sell out in the best way possible. And I guess it's not really even selling out, right? Because there's nobody else involved in that. It's just a challenge. A subathon challenge of hot wings. It's not really sellout status. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do that. I don't know why I would do that. I mean, the stupidest thing that I've done here on the broadcast was I commentated for 24 hours straight at a Toro race. I don't know that I can get any more ridiculous than that without getting banned from Twitch. Here comes Fear the Fun, and I'm going to say in second, but this could be the last time I say that Fear the Fun is comfortably in second position. Audrex and Craytrim a little bit further behind, but if those two can, you know, start to team up a little bit, as we saw that big old what was that, a 747 come soaring across the pond here. And across the line, we are on lap number 5. If you're going to go hard, then go harder. No. See, that's... This whole Twitch thing is for fun. I'm not trying to go harder than anybody on Twitch. That's not happening at all. It did look like a 740. I'm pretty sure it was. Here comes Patches Riley. He's going to look to the outside. The left side there of Fear the Fun. And right up on there, it's like brush guard against the, I don't know, what do you call the little bull bar that sits on the back? Sits on the back of an ATV. Thank you very much, RZL Demon, with the follow. Thank you. Wow, look at the follows today. They're coming in. I mean, after all, you are watching and listening to the voice of the one-time twitch.tv/Xbox commentator of the Honda Fan Cup, Mr. Dustin Moore. I'm gonna ride that little bit of a resume notation for a while, so you guys deal with it. There comes Fear the Fun. Looking to the inside here up the hill. Patches Riley taking a little bit of a different line, maybe trying to hold on to a bit more momentum. RZL Demon says there in the chat, I'm from Brazil and searching Forza Lives or Forza live streams, and you got a nice one here. And wouldn't you know, we're in Rio de Janeiro. How about that there, Demon? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for saying hello and introducing yourself there in the chat. Hopefully you can stick around for a little bit. And hey, if you're big on Forza Motorsport, which I think you probably are, your name seems familiar to me, then maybe have a go here at the Forza Spec Racing Series. Season 49 coming in about 6 weeks' time. Reddit.com/r/FM4. And of course, if you want to get involved now, we'll have 2 more weeks remaining after this race here, or after these 2 races here tonight, to conclude Season 48. And this is my 20th season commentating here for the Forza Spec Racing Series. I'm pretty proud of that little mention as well. There goes Fear the Fun. A little bit too hot into that corner and bashes the right side of the Razor into the concrete barrier. Able to make a recovery and probably did not sustain any significant damage. Maybe just a little bit of aero damage. I don't know how much aero damage really plays in to the performance here of the Razor. It is an ATV after all. You don't have that many cowlings, that many fairings. What could go wrong with an ATV, arrow-wise? RZL Demon says, familiar, my name? I'm just racing GT Lobby these days. Okay, well, maybe not. Demon is... I'm guessing there are probably a few other Demon names out there. And so I was just... it was just a hunch. It was just a hunch. But you're doing some Gran Turismo stuff. Nice. I think that's what you mean. GT Lobby? Or do you mean GT Lobby and Forza? I think you mean GT Lobby and Forza. I gotcha. All right, up over the humps they go here. Lap number 6 of 10. And now back up the hill. Fear the Fun. I don't want to say defending... like, what was I going to say? I was going to say that Fear the Fun... doing everything he can to defend. He's really running a solid race, a solid pace here. Obviously, LS Subaru just that much quicker, and here they go, side by side, wheel to wheel, back up the hill. It's going to be Fear the Fun on the outside. Patches Riley looking to the inside. Let's see if he can make it stick here at the right-hander. Not going to be able to do it. Fear the Fun. Perhaps it's a difference in the transmission tuning or elsewhere. Fear the Fun seems to have a leg up on Patches by the time they get to the crest of that hill. And now as they go down the downhill here, it's just a slalom with Fear the Fun hunkering down there on the bottom, the inside line of these corners, the apexes of these corners, blocking Patches Riley to just, 1, make sure he doesn't get around, but then 2, so that they don't go side by side. Going side by side through this high-speed section, maybe not so much the tunnel here. You got a little bit more room to work with, but on the majority of that downhill can be a bit scary. And now it's opened back up 3 wide here, the 3 lanes of traffic that you've got to work with. They drop it out to the outside here on the entry into the final, well, the penultimate left-hander here at the Rio de Janeiro full circuit in reverse. And Weisenman let me know there in the chat, got disconnected from the lobby. That's unfortunate. We've kept our camera here for the majority of the time. We still have Audrex and Cratrim in a battle for 4th position. LS Subaru is our race leader. Fear the Fun and Patches Riley 2nd and 3rd respectively. Then it is Audrex, Cratrim in 5th and 6th. Or excuse me, in 4th and 5th. And then in 6th, it's LS Barney. Cuda 93 is in 7th. Soul Motion Fire now up to 8th position. Oops, Serena up to 9th. So able to make for a top 10, or at least trying for a top 10 finish here is Serena, as she recovers from, I think, an incident there on lap number 1 that necessitated a pit stop. Born as Ghost in 10th, and in Modern Weapon in 11th position. What a race we've got going on here. And this race marks the final of the first half of Season 48. I mean, mathematically speaking, we're now more than halfway through. This being the 5th race of 9. And here comes Patches looking to the inside. Fear the Fun took the main track route. Like, if you were qualifying and you were staying within the white lines, I don't know if that was a lapse of judgment there by Fear the Fun, or if Fear the Fun legitimately thinks that that line might be quicker, and it, in all possibility, it could be. But Patches Riley able to swoop in and take P2, at least for now. Let's go back to that here on the X-Venture replay. Oh, yeah, we've got replay. Oh, we've got replay. Well, we don't see much of it there as the camera pans around. And Patches Riley then has secured P2. Through the tunnel they go, dimly lit. They got the headlights beaming. Here on the Polaris Razor, it's 123 horsepower, 81 foot-pounds of torque, coming in at 1,586 pounds of vehicle curb weight for a Forza Motorsport 7 Performance Index score of E300. What days of the week do you do live streams, says Demon? For Forza, just Tuesdays. For Forza, just Tuesdays, and then I also do other broadcasts on Fridays and Sundays, which are kind of just a variety of things. But if your main interest is Forza, Tuesdays, right here, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Forza Spec Racing Series. Across the line, beginning of lap number 8 here. Let's go to LS Subaru. Give our race leader a little bit of love, all by himself, all on his lonesome. Not another vehicle in sight, not a back marker, not a competitor. Just hot lapping it at this point. Just hot lapping it. Let's go to Cratrium in 5th. Here comes Cratrium, looking to the inside of Andrex on the first quadrant of the track, and Andrex a little squiggly coming off the jump there. That's the one thing you do have to keep in mind. If you're going to take those humps, you got to look out. Might send the short wheelbase Polaris sideways. Fortunately for Andrex, able to make that recovery and maintains position right there on the back bumper of Cratrium in the Supercuts Polaris Razor. Andrex in the Ryzen, AMD Ryzen livery, and here comes Andrex now to the inside. And just like that, swoops back in, reclaims position. I'm really hopeful. I am really hopeful here that Andrex and Cratrium, maybe less battling between each other and more of just, hey, let's catch up to second and third. They're right in front of us. They're right there. Patches Riley, Fear the Fun. Let's go to Fear the Fun in 3rd. I see we're welcoming in a little bit more of an audience than we had at the start of this race. So again, welcome to X-Venture here live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore, happily commentating week number 3 of the Forza Spec Racing Series Season 48, featuring the Polaris Razor. We've got this race, then we've got a Homestead race on the apron. Not even the banked oval, but rather on the apron coming up here after this one. So don't go anywhere. And if you are so inclined, like Team Goon Squad, Alpha Geo Draco, and RZL Demon have done, please do click that follow button. It's the very most I ask of the viewers, and it makes my heart flutter. Don't you want to make somebody's heart flutter today? Across the line here, beginning of lap number 9. Penultimate lap here of 10. At 11th is just a cool down. Pay no mind to it. Patches Riley establishing about a 3 Polaris Razor lead here. Make that about 5 through that left-hander, and Fear the Fun Fear the Fun's gunning it. You could tell just by the angle of attack of that Razor as it enters and exits the turn that Fear is looking to catch ground and to do so quickly. Doesn't want to wait till that final lap to try to make that happen. What's going on? There's Frozen Toes. Frozen, thank you so much for sending Alpha Geo Draco on over. And for having me listed as your, oh, it's on. There it is. The air raid siren is alive and well here at Rio de Janeiro. The penultimate lap here. Forza Spec Racing Series season number 48. Fear the Fun in third, trying to catch Patches Riley. Not too far behind is Audrex in fourth, Craytrim in fifth, Kuda 93 in sixth, Slow Motion Fire in seventh, LS Barney, unfortunately having not so great of a race back there in eighth position. Serena making a pretty good recovery is Serena, as she is still in ninth position, but closing in on 10th closing in on 8th and 7th. That being LS Barney and Slow Motion Fire. So we'll see if Serena could do it here on this final lap coming up. They still got a little bit of time before that final lap kicks in. But like I said, a pretty good recovery after what seemed to be an incident there early on in lap number 1. Fear the Fun, maybe trying to push it a little too hard into the wall once again. That's not the first time we've seen that happen. And now, down what I'm going to call the front straightaway. It's not straight at all. It's very squiggly. Comes Fear the Fun. LS Subaru, our race leader, has already crossed the line. The white flag has dropped here on this 10th and final lap of the race. Race number 5 here of the season. And across the line goes Patches. Fear the Fun. Fear the Fun still has ground to catch up. Let's go back there to Craytrim in 5th position in the Supercuts car. All right, hey, Frozen Toes chat and everybody else who might have joined in here over the last few minutes. I threw the question out there. We've got football coming up, pro football, obviously. College football has already started here in the States. What are some of your favorite wing flavors? Throw them there in the chat. I'd love to. This channel is meant to be engaging. It's meant to be exciting. It's meant to be one where we all can have a conversation here and have a good time here on a Tuesday, because it's Tuesday. So yeah, let me know what your favorite wing flavors are there. Maybe I have to expand. Maybe I have to expand my wing portfolio. And if you've got some great ideas there, maybe I'll give them a go. Here comes Audrex up the hill with Craytrim close in tow. They go into the left-hander up the hill. Let's see the lines here that Audrex and Craytrim take. Might they differ a little bit? And there goes Audrex trying to put a block on Craytrim, and Craytrim just runs into the back. That rear left quarter panel, the rear right quarter panel possibly making contact both wheels, and as a result, Craytrim really had nowhere to go, spun Audrex around. Audrex into the wall, collects Craytrim. Craytrim couldn't even gain a position there. My, oh my. That was an interesting turn of events here. And Patches Riley continues to hold on to second. I'm going to keep my eye on the track map just to see if that closes up a little bit. But really, our closest battle out here on the track is that for fourth. And now screaming down the hill is Audrex. Here comes Craytrim looking out to the outside, trying to see if there might be an opportunity to swing it back to the inside. Do the old switcheroo there in the Supercuts Polaris Razor, 123 horsepower through the streets of Rio de Janeiro. A couple of corners remaining here on the downhill section before they enter the tunnel. And then we'll have the hard left, into a right, into a left, and then across the line. Speaking of across the line, LS Subaru, our race leader, is going to pick up a 5th victory here in season number 48 and really have a commanding lead and a lot of momentum going into the 6th race here which is coming up out at Homestead. Here comes Cratrim's going to bring it out wide versus Audrex, who opted for the inside line. Here comes Audrex with Cratrim side by side, and it's going to be Cratrim back up at P4. Audrex loses a spot. That defensive maneuver, I don't know if that gave Cratrim all the gumption and all the motivation he needed to try to make this pass. Either way, makes it work, and now up to the line. P4 goes to Cratrim. Audrex in 5th. And not too far behind him in 6th position will be Cratrim. Soul Motion Fire is there in 7th on a racing island. Nobody around. Looking a little bit further back, Oof Serena, she's made it up to 8th position. So despite having obviously a start that was very detrimental to her performance here, finishing in 8th will at least yield some points, better than having disconnected and only picking up 3. So Oof Serena there in the Taco Bell car getting 8th position. That'll be followed by LS Barney, who just had a really rough race, finishing in 9th position. Born as Ghost in 10th. Modern Weapon in 11th. And Weisenmitten, the only driver to have qualified and started this race, disconnecting. And Birdie Boogie with the follow. Thank you so much. Man, what a great day. It doesn't take subscribers on this channel to make me smile. Not at all. The follows aplenty. The raid here from Frozen Toes. I'll take it. I'll take it. This all after a weekend where I was hosting the Forza Horizon 5 Honda Fan Cup over on the Xbox channel. A lot of great fun. If you didn't see it, then head on over to the Xbox channel here on Twitch. Go to their past broadcast and look for the one on Saturday. There's a bunch of hockey stuff there because there was a big hockey tournament that happened through the remainder of the afternoon and the evening. But if you go to the front end of that broadcast, you'll catch myself, Mr. Joshua Gray, and my co-commentator Matthew there for the Honda Fan Cup. It was a lot of great fun, and that was phase number 1. Phase number 2 is coming up in October. I look forward to seeing it, even if I'm not involved in it myself. That brings us to the midpoint, not only of Season 48, but the midpoint of tonight's racing action. We've got another race coming up here. It's going to be Homestead, not on the banked oval, not on the banked Speedway oval, but rather down on the apron. It's going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to run some ads. The thing about the ads here on the channel, this is the only time I run them is during intermission in between races so that you all don't miss any of the action. For those of you who are followers, yes, you will see the ads. It just allows those people who join us a little bit later on in the broadcast to avoid those pesky pre-rolls. They can get right into the action, see the racing, and not have to worry about that. I appreciate that, and whatever little bit Twitch sends my way from the ad revenue goes right back into the production of the broadcast. For those who go above and beyond and support the stream with your subscription, either through Twitch Prime or with a monetary paid sub, thank you very much for those contributions. Of course, you know how much that helps out here on the channel because your continued patronage obviously shows that. So a big thanks to you all. Nobody's going to miss a single thing. I'm going to play some music, and after the 3 minutes of ads, we'll talk to a few of our drivers here in the driver spotlight, and we'll get ready for qualifying out there at Homestead. You're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series, season number 48, week number 3 here live on Xventure, Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore. I'll be back. Subs, make them emotes dance. Do it. Oh, what a night I'm having. I hope you're having a good one here on Xventure Season 48. Race number 5 of Season 48 has just come to a head here out at Rio de Janeiro with LS Subaru picking up their 5th win here. 5th win of Season 48. It is incredible. But let's go ahead and drop back one. Check that. Let's drop back 2 spots to P3, the finish there at Rio de Janeiro, the full circuit in reverse. We've got Fear the Fun. Fear, I'm now chatting with you. You now hear me, yes?
Correct.
Yay, I got something right here. Now, you still sound really quiet.
Is that better?
There you go. There you go. You got to put the mic in front of your face, my dude.
It is in front of my face. Apparently, it's just really quiet now.
Exceptional job there. You finished P2, row number 1.
3.
I'm sorry?
P3.
Well, no. I'm talking about qualifying first. You finished P2
Okay.
on qualifying, starting row number 1. Dropped back 1 spot to Patches Riley, who really was on your case for the greater half of the race before finally getting around you there for P2. Established about maybe a half-second lead, if that. Maybe that's being a bit generous. And you just weren't able to close that gap back up after.
Yeah, I had a little bit of engine damage, like 0.9%, but that was enough on the uphills that he'd get a run. And then he had a really, really good line going through the right-hand sweeper going up the hill to the top of the mountain, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he hit it on me one time, and it was enough to get around me. And then literally on the last lap, I ran my fastest time by 0.8 of a second. I was like, I got you if I had another lap. But coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Well, interestingly enough, you bring up that point, the right-hander heading up the hill where Patches was able to make that pass on you. It looked like your approach to that part of the track was a little bit wider. Did you find that, at least for your driving style and for your vehicle setup, that worked best? Or maybe in retrospect, would you hunker a little bit further down toward the apex on that corner where it seemed like a lot of the drivers were at for the majority of the race?
Honestly, I didn't realize you picked up that much space on just how getting low on it.
Yeah.
It seems like very much like a momentum turn, so the further wide you go up, the more energy you hold. But I guess if you can just accelerate through it, then you don't have to really worry about it.
You mentioned a little bit of engine damage. I'm guessing that wasn't sustained from contact with the wall. That being said, you did make contact with the wall a couple of times, particularly on that final downhill coming out of the tunnel. The sharp left-hander before you do kind of the S turn back toward the start-finish line. Did that just happen because you're really pushing the car, or was that corner just really that tricky for you?
It wasn't tricky so much as like just pushing the car, like you said.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just trying to squeeze everything out of it because it's not an unpredictable car, but it's got more grip than you think it does.
Okay.
So like I hit it perfectly. I don't know if you were watching on the last corner or not, but I hit it perfectly the last corner where I was through there so fast that I went from being 2.5 seconds behind Patches to being 1.5 seconds. I gained a whole second by just hitting that corner properly.
Okay. So just pushing it a little bit hard to try to eke out those few tenths, if not maybe a full second there, coming out of that left-hander. Fair enough. Giblets is thrown in there. Like the remaining mustard, I squeeze as much mustard as I could. I don't know that Ghibli heard my question earlier, so maybe I'll get Ghibli's response here in a bit. But only DWM Frog and Frozen Toes have taken me up on my question here of best buffalo wing flavor. We're heading into the fall football season and all that. And even for you, like hockey season's getting ready to get going here pretty soon, right? Training camp and everything. What's your go-to wing flavor?
I don't like wings.
All right, everybody. It was nice talking with Fear the Fun here in the driver's spot. Fine. What are you snacking then on game day, whether you're watching hockey or if you're watching football, whatever sport that you prefer?
Oh, dude, I'm a big fan of. It's weird enough. I love Publix subs, and they have a chicken tender Publix sub. You get a little bacon, a little Gouda. You're good.
I said snack. You're talking about a full-on meal.
I don't snack. What do I look like? A child?
A child, only children snack. Okay.
I eat food like a man. All right.
Fair enough. All right, Fear the Fun. Well, best of luck to you here in qualifying out at Homestead. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know what the configuration quite looks like, but best of luck to you in qualifying, and we'll see you at the end.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, Justin.
Thank you. All right, and then real quick, we'll drop in here, picking up the 5th victory here in Season 48. coming off of 6 straight championships heading into season 48, mind you. It's LS Subaru. LS Subaru, you just got away from everybody very early on. Like, sometimes it takes you a couple of laps, but out here at Rio de Janeiro, you seem to be on an entirely different level. Even your qualifying time alluded to the fact that you just had this thing down pat by about 4.5, 5 seconds on the majority of the field.
Yeah, it was a really good race for me. The car felt almost perfect. I was bottoming out over one of the curbs a little bit, but other than that, the car felt great. Well, you can't, especially when it comes to this circuit, you can't really practice without. You can't really practice wall to wall because the tire walls are blocking the way when you're trying to do practice on your own. So the only practice I could really do in my own time was for qualifying.
Gotcha. Talking with LS Subaru, getting 5th victory here of 5 races, so a perfect 5 for 5 right now. I know in bowling, like 3 strikes is a turkey, and all kinds of other sports analogies, but we'll have to come up with something here for FM4 when you have that many wins. When you're out there, particularly on a big sprawling track like Rio de Janeiro, where you didn't have anybody really in your rearview mirror for, I don't know, close to a mile, it seemed like. Do you ever get bored and just like try out different things out there just to see what the vehicle's capable of?
No. Usually, in cases like this, I kind of just switch my brain off and kind of just drive at a pace that I'm comfortable with, whilst not trying to push too hard to where I'm making unforced errors.
Y'all hear that? LS Subaru is winning races in zombie mode. Zombie mode. All right, we head out to Homestead. You guys aren't racing the banked oval, but rather the low-lying apron. You mentioned practice a little bit earlier ago. Did you get much practice here, and what to expect in what's kind of an unorthodox race here in Forza Motorsport 7?
Well, you can't actually practice this one either on your
nice.
own because there's walls that are blocking off the circuit that we're actually racing around. So, other than the short race that I did in the test and tune lobby, that's the only practice I have of this layout. I'm not expecting. We did a few we did a few practice races in the practice lobby, and I don't think I don't think I'm going to be getting pole or winning this race. With how fast some of these drivers are, so I think my chances of getting this Golden Broom award might be over in this race.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see about that. LS Subaru, best of luck to you here qualifying at Homestead.
Thank you.
All right, LS Subaru having low confidence in being able to get that Golden Broom, the elusive Golden Broom award that has yet to been awarded to any of the drivers here in the Forza Spec Race Series, which is basically an award that has been created to acknowledge a driver's just pure dominance in any one season. And by that, I mean they've won all 9 races. LS Subaru has come very, very close, even to the point where going into the final week, that 9th race in week number 5 of seasons many years back, many seasons back, just opted out of that final race, which then took the opportunity to win the Golden Broom out, threw it out the window altogether. Now saying 5 races in with 5 consecutive wins, now entering the 6th race of the season and the final of the evening, saying that Golden Broom may be out of reach. I don't know about that. All right, here we go. Qualifying is underway, and you can see, here they go. It's not even really the apron, as you can tell. It's the pit lane. Both the pit lane exit and the pit lane entry lane here at Homestead. I don't know if Birdie, I say Birdie Boogie, but it's more like Birdie Bogey, yeah? As in golf? I don't know that one came through during the race, so I'll give you your proper acknowledgement here on the screen. Birdie Bogey. I just have never thought of what the spelling of bogey is until now. There you go. Birdie Bogey, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And a happy, I guess, Tuesday evening to you. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Down to the inside line goes LS Subaru, and all of these laps will be invalidated. So the question here on the predictor is, well, it's already passed, was who's going to get the quickest time. Let's go to Patches Riley right now, who has the second quickest qualifying time. Now dropped back to 5th. Cuda93 appears to have the second quickest time. Ellis Barney now seems to be our pole sitter and might be running a steering wheel. Maybe. Let's go to LS Barney. They're in first position. Maybe. I have no doubt that we'll get LS Barney in the driver's spotlight after the race, and so we'll get down to it. We'll get the answer. But you see, they take the front straightaway and the back straightaway, and out onto the grass goes Barney. Oh, look out for that wall there in the Dunkin' Donuts car. Punts a few cones. And across the line, final qualifying time, now the 11th quickest. Oh, how the turntables have turned. Oops, Serena! Oops, Serena, unless Forza is playing with my mind, shows as having the quickest time at a 51.646. Oh, that's the Taco Bell sound. That's the closest I can get. As a matter of fact, Oops Arena, third and final lap here across the line. Looks like Soul Motion Fire maybe with the third quickest time. And Oops Arena able to knock it down maybe a few hundredths of a second, I think, is where I saw that drop down from. 51.459. And again, assuming all this is reading correctly, that'll be Oops Arena on pole with LS Subaru P2. Soul Motion Fire, Patches Riley ending up on row number 2. As we go take a look at the results here. Again, they're all going to be dirtied laps because of the route that they're running here. Nobody was within the true track limits here of Homestead in Forza Motorsport 7. LS Subaru with a 51.7, a 51.9 for Fear the Fun, 51.995 for Modern Weapon, a 51.958. There for Born as Ghost, 959 for Cratrim, a 0.818 for Soul Motion Fire. Again, I think that's good enough for P3. Row number 2, Oops Serena. He snags the pole spot. 51.459, 51.854 for Audrex, a 0.829 there for Patches Riley, a 0.071. That's a 52-second 0.071 for Cuda93. 52.4 for Weisenmitten, and a 52.095 for LS Barney. Interesting. So for those of you who wagered a guess that anybody else, somebody else, and there were a few of you, there were a couple of you who went that route, congratulations. You were correct in the predictor. Let's go ahead and throw another one up there. Who will finish second at Homestead? Gosh, why do I keep typing in the wrong field? Who will finish second at Homestead? And we're going to make this pretty easy here. We're going to go Oof Serena. We're going to go LS Subaru. Or we're going to go somebody else. There you go. I'm going to give you, let's go 15 minutes on that one. I'm going to try to shorten up these predictors. I'm going to shorten up these predictors because oftentimes a lot of people are just waiting until the last few laps of the race and last few minutes of the predictor and then casting their vote and winning just because of what they see on the track. Well, we're going to shorten that up a little bit here. It's going to be a 34-lapper here at the Homestead Speedway, and as you saw, they're taking the pit lane exit through turns 1 and 2, so down on near the grass, even off the apron, and then they come back out onto the speedway on the back straightaway before they enter what would be the pit lane entry on the bottom of turn 3 and 4. So that's what we've got going on. Looking over at the chat, Ghibli Giblets, Baker's Gold. So I think Ghibli's talking about pretzels. Oh, wait, no, Baker's Gold. Well, I think they're pretzel bites, right? With hot buffalo and teriyaki sauce. Okay. mixed together. All right, so 2 bags, throw them together, and boom. That actually sounds pretty good. A little bit of the spicy and the sweet. And then DWM Frog doesn't think that sounds good at all. Only 3 gutter balls is a good game for you, says Ghibli Ghibli. Only 3? Okay. Might have to give them a try since both of those are sauces in the house. Okay. Oh, so you're talking Ghibli Giblets of actually just having raw pretzels and then dousing them with sauce, huh? Not the already pre-flavored ones? I don't know. Let me see here real quick. My camera. I tell you what. You do something different. And oh, that actually might work. You do something different with the camera and all of a sudden all the settings are goofed up. All right, 12 drivers in the lobby, which it's what we had there at the first race. Oh, no. I've changed. I don't know what's going on. You know what? Actually, you know what? I think I know what's going on is that because the days are getting shorter, the lighting here in the Casa de Dustin Moore is changing a little bit. Whereas before I used to have the sun bouncing in off the wall here. That is starting to go away. All right, we'll see if that does it. Not that we need to spend much time on this. But in between races here, they're getting readied up. We'll be out there on the track in no time. This is just an opportunity for me to say thanks again for tuning in here in week number 3. Yeah, week number 3, Forza Spec Racing Series, Season 48. This is our final race of the evening here at Homestead. We've got 3 more races remaining on the schedule. We'll have 2 there in week number 4, same time, same channel, 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for week number 4. We'll talk about what those 2 races are in a little bit later on at the end of the broadcast. And then our 5th week of the season, our 9th race of the season, is an endurance event, which is going to take place at Circuit de Catalunya, the national circuit, which I'm happy to return to Catalunya. It seems like it's been a while since we've been out there, and the national circuit seems like it'll be a proper fit here for the Polaris Razor 1000. If you're not yet following the channel, please click that follow button. It's really the kind of the bare minimum around here. Like if you're enjoying the content, click the follow button because it lets me know as the caster that you are enjoying your time here, and it makes it easier for you to find the channel moving forward, either on Twitch, your desktop, or on your mobile device. And TNR Horizon with the follow. Thank you so much there, TNR Horizon. Sad to see you not out on the track tonight, but obviously Horizon catching up and seeing what's what here in week number 3. Hopefully we'll get you back out there for week number 4. How about it? How about it, Horizon? Serena on pole. There you go. Yeah, rooting on Serena there in the chat is TNR Horizon. TNR Horizon entering week number 3, despite not being out there on the track, with 86 points. And so effectively week number 3 will count as the drop week for Horizon. And so should Horizon return for week 4 and week 5, theoretically is still in the running for the championship, 2 points ahead of 2 points behind Fear the Fun. And what is that, 9 points ahead? Oops, Serena. There in the overall leaderboard. All right. Slow Motion Fire letting me know there in the chat that we are ready to go. And in fact, I see the countdown. Let's do it. Let's boogie. Let's race. It's a Tuesday. How about it? A little bit of racing, Forza Spec Racing Series here on the channel. It's a good time. I look forward to Tuesdays. And hopefully, if you've got nothing going on, 8 p.m. Eastern until about 10 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours on Tuesdays for 5 weeks at a time, you can join us here. Keep you entertained. All right, here we go. They're on the line. Oof Serena there in the Taco Bell liveried Polaris Razor sits on pole, and as soon as she moves, everybody else is free to depart. Kick the tires, light the fires. Race number 6 here of the Forza Spec Racing Series, season number 48 is underway, our final race of the evening. And now here they go, dropping low through the cones. Oh, cones everywhere. Throw your Kappa cones in the chat. Where are the Kappa cones? We need them. Please. out of turn number 1 and 2, back out onto the back straightaway here at Homestead in Miami, Florida. And we've got cars that are going side by side, and it looks like somebody was maybe late off the line. Perhaps that was a tactical move. And now here they go on the low side again, punting the cones everywhere. Taco Bell, cones, Doritos, Locos, tacos, I don't know, whatever you want to equate them to. They're all strewn. They're all over the place. We got cars that are coming up on the high side of turn number 4 very early on. A couple of different strategies here. Maybe a few folks opting to hit the grass there and then use that banking to bring them onto the track maybe a little bit quicker. Who knows? But Oops Serena there is going to hold on position for P1, followed by LS Subaru in second. Back behind Subaru, it's Slow Motion Fire in third. Then it's Cratrum in fourth, Born as Ghost in fifth. Then it starts Patches Riley, Cuda 93, Modern Weapon, Audrex, and Fear the Fun, 6th through 10th. We've got a vehicle that seems to be off the pace there on the low side of the back straightaway. Who is that? That's going to be Weisenmitten. Weisenmitten, who has returned to racing here after a disconnect. No, check that. That's not Weisenmitten. That's going to be Patches Riley. Patches Riley, who finished second out there at Rio de Janeiro, is onto the infield and seems to be driving very, very slowly here. Oh, gosh, I goofed it all up. Well, there's the damage. Significant damage to that vehicle, both to the transmission, the steering, the driveline, and to the aero. And now Patches Riley coming into pit lane. Don't worry, I've broadcasted a race or two here in Forza Motorsport 7. I know how to work the controls. Clearly not showing there. Losing the ticker, couldn't find the damage screen, kept the car in 12th position in focus for way too long. Whatever. I'm a Forza Horizon 5 Honda Fan Cup commentator, y'all. That's the expertise I bring to the table. Across the line they go. It's going to be Slow Motion still in third. Here comes Cratrum, Born as Ghost. I would love to see the Cratrum Audrex battle reemerge. What we saw there in the first race out at Rio de Janeiro. And now as we look here, look at this. It looks like Serena's got LS Subaru hooked up to the back of the Polaris Razor. You couldn't slip a sheet of paper through there for a moment, but now a little bit of separation here as Subaru lets off, but really putting the intimidation factor on here for Serena, who qualified out in front for the first time here on the Forza Spec Racing Series and trying to pick up her first victory, not only here in Season 48, but perhaps in all of her time with the Forza Spec Racing Series. They come back out on the line. They're going to have some back markers to deal with here soon enough. And, I don't think TNR Horizon, I don't think I got your follow during the race, so we'll get you in the lower third there. There you go. There's the air wrench. And there's the proper acknowledgement. Now to the inside, a couple of wheels off into the grass goes Subaru. And right up onto the passenger door. I don't even want to call it a door. It's just really a fairing. I guess it is a door. It looks like it does pan out or come out there. That panel next to the driver. And so down the back straightaway, side by side they come. LS Subaru dropping back to the rear bumper here of Oof Serena. They will have that back marker here soon enough, and I totally forgot to get the track map back up as well. Oh my gosh. Well, it is an oval, so it's not like you don't know where we're at. Ghibli Giblets, could they balance a Fabergé egg on their bumper? I don't think so. I don't think so. That would take a lot of balance, a lot of skill, and a lot of slowness too. They got LS Barney coming up. LS Barney just not having a great performance here tonight. Didn't qualify well. I don't know if Barney is on the racing wheel, but right now finds themselves in 12th position, and very soon we'll have our lead lap traffic in the vicinity. How about this? Let's go ahead and ride on board with LS Subaru. Couldn't get any closer. Wheel to wheel, they touch. It looks like Subaru makes a little bit of contact with the barrier there on the exit of pit lane. And Oops Arena able to maintain or retain P1. At least for now, LS Barney keeping a quick enough pace here that they haven't closed in quite yet. Our race leaders. Now Barney opting for the high side, getting out of the way there at turn number 4. Like I said, Barney just clearly not having a great race and opting to not be a hindrance here. Ghibli says, they make me nervous around that tire wall into the pits. Yeah. I mean, these drivers are looking for every 10th of a second possible, and that's what it's going to take here for Oofs Arena to maintain position out in front of LS Subaru's. LS Subaru trying to pick up his 6th victory here in Season 48, which would be a perfect score up to this point. Oofs Arena trying to be the spoiler. In third, it's still slow motion fire. Born as Ghost in 4th. Kraterman in 5th. Kuda 93 in 6th position. Fear the Fun in 7th. Modern Weapon is 8th. Audrex in 9th. Weisenmitten running in 10th. Followed by Patches Riley and Ellis Barney 11th and 12th. You see the scuff marks there on the front of LS Subaru's Polaris Razor. Just a little bumping, you know, a little rubbing is racing. That's all. Holding her line is Oops Arena. A little defensive posturing. Going to try to run Subaru maybe a little up high there. It looked like Oops Arena was going to opt for the low line. But then as Subaru started to creep up there, Serena followed. Generally acknowledged as kind of that one defensive maneuver that you can have in motorsport. You start doing the whole swerving thing to block your opponent, then that's when it gets a little bit too far. But Serena well within her right to kind of just merge up there with Subaru and block that line. The question is LS Subaru content to hang out right here and just waiting for a Serena mistake if it happens at all? That's the one gamble. And then the second gamble here is how close Subaru is. If Serena does make that mistake, what are the odds that it would take both of them out? So really, not only real close racing here and a lot of composure, but then a lot of trust too. And the same goes for Serena. One mistake that Subaru makes on the entry here in the corner, maybe going in a little bit faster than Serena, could take them both out. Out onto the back straightaway. Hey, Violet, what's going on? Welcome. I appreciate it. Here comes Subaru. Gonna stick his nose into the inside there. Is that the No Coast Brewing livery or one of the No Coast Brewing liveries? Side by side. Back tires of Serena matched up with the front tires of Subaru. Now they're going to go side by side into turn number 1. This could get scary. Wow. I want to say it's orchestrated, but that would imply that they are doing this on purpose when in reality, Serena wants no part of Subaru on the inside, but rather Subaru doing so to snag a spot and now has the advantage heading into turn number 3 on the low side. They're going to do it again. It takes 2 to tango into turn number 3 here at Homestead, lap number 12 of 34. And it looks like Subaru has it by just a bit of a nose there of the Razor. They come back out on the front straightaway once again and across the checkered line. And now for the first time here in race number 6, well, I take it back. I was going to say LS Subaru had secured position, but Serena wants to hear none of that. She's like, no, I got this. And here it goes, the Taco Bell liveried Polaris Razor on the outside, going to take the position back. P1 here on lap number 13. Thanks for joining me here on a Tuesday Night X-Venture on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Forza foes, anybody you can think, get them over here. One of two things, be a spectator or be a participant. All the information, if you'd like to get involved, is over at reddit.com/r/FM4. Get signed up. Even if you want to get involved here in the final 3 races of the season, do it. You can. DWM Frog there in the chat says, what a race. Love it. And really, we've got great racing back behind, but we can't take the camera away off the front here. We can't. Running through the field, it is Oof Serena, our race leader, qualified P1 with the LS Subaru, who qualified P2, back behind her, and gets spun around as Oof Serena. Subaru's going to slow it down a little bit, allowing Oofs to catch up. Perhaps a little bit, a little rambunctious on that one. And now Oof Serena is going to catch up, try to use that slipstream a little bit. Oh, that was a risky move there by Subaru, because now look, we've got a whole gaggle of Polaris Razors heading into turn number 1. There goes LS Barney, who's a back marker, in the mix as well. And we've got cars all over the place. Oh my gosh, they almost look like sprint cars out here. You just got to put a wing on top of them and we'd have bona fide sprint cars. And now, Born as Ghost is our race leader, followed by Slow Motion Fire. Oof Serena in 3rd, Cratron in 4th. LS Subaru has dropped back to 5th. Kuda in 6th. Audrex in 7th. Modern Weapon in 8th. Followed by Fear the Fun, Weisenmitten, Patches Riley, and LS Barney. Let's go to the replay there and see what happened, or at least try to see what happened. I think it was really zoomed in. There on the left side, you see LS Subaru getting up onto the rear left wheel of Oof Serena's Razor, spun her around. Subaru doing what he knew he had to do, which was slow it back down and allow Oof Serena to regain position. A little bit of a foul there. It's hard to blame Subaru, though. Again, I mentioned it a couple of laps back. There's so much trust involved, and just the slightest miscalculation or the slightest delta in speed heading into any one of these corners, and that was bound to happen. And so, just like that, Born as Ghost and company, who were probably, 2 or 3 seconds back, are now out in front. Oof Serena has made up 1 position now, back up to P2, and we've got a side-by-side battle across the line. It's going to be Slow Motion Fire in 3rd, LS Subaru in 4th, Cratron in 5th. Cratron opts to go back and not be a part of that. You can't go 3 wide. There's just not enough room, and Cratron was the one that went ahead and bowed out, gets onto the back bumper here of Polaris, Slow Motion Fire's Polaris. And so let's see if Cratron's going to have a go heading into turn number 3 and 4, or if he's just going to stay right here very early on in this race. A lot of racing to go. Don't go anywhere. It's lap 17 of 34. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicle situation here of Slow Motion Fire. 71% in the fuel tank, not even close to 10% on the tire degradation. Neither of those two things are going to be a factor in this one. Back across the line they go. Let's go up to P2, where Oof Serena has actually made a move back up to P1. Born as Ghost drops back to P2, and bong! The Taco Bell car through turn number 1, out of turn number 2, back into the top spot. People are leaving the broadcast, and I don't even understand why. We've got such great racing. What else is going on that's more important? No, I get it. I get it. Not everybody can stick around for this, but for those of you who are, we've got a good one here. And if you haven't been able to catch the broadcast in its entirety, just know that we'll have this broadcast and all the others before it available at twitch.tv/xventure/videos. And just go to that past video section to find the previous broadcast, to include my others that don't even have any relation to the Forza Spec Racing Series. We've got somebody here on the back. Oh, gosh, Ellis Barney. Almost in a bad spot there. Yeah, sure, there was grass separating Oops Arena and Barney, but if Oops Arena accidentally ran wide there, that could have been a horrific collision for the two of them. But now Oops Arena with about a, gosh, what is that, a 10 Polaris length lead on Borna's Ghost. LS Subaru, though, making their way back up through the field in third. Following Subaru is Cratrum in fourth, Slow Motion in fifth, Audrex in sixth. I told you I wanted to see that Audrex and Cratrum battle again. We've got plenty of laps for that to happen, 15 more to be exact. TNR Horizon says Serena is going to get first TNR win of the Forza Spec Racing Series. That would be awesome. That would be something to celebrate there for the TNR team in a season that has just been punctuated race after race by an LS Subaru win representing Lightspeed Esports. The TNR team's going to come in here and snag some points if she can hold on to it for the next 14 laps here next time by the line. Let's have them go for 12 hours. Wouldn't that be a blast? Ellis Barney. I thought maybe that was one of our race leaders who accidentally dropped down into pit lane, but no, that's Ellis Barney, who would rather just forget tonight. I don't even have to ask the question. I can already tell Barney just doesn't want any more of this. Very commendable, though, I will say, of Barney to stick it out and stay out on the track. That's really what we want to see out of the drivers. That's sportsmen, sportswoman. That's just great drivemanship, if that's even a word. Drivership. To see the race to its end without backing out. Because really, the one thing that can happen if you disconnect yourself from a race, that actually could have implications on the rest of the drivers. It could be lobby lag. It could accidentally boot somebody else. We've seen that before. So staying in the race all the way to the checkers is really, it's just part of that mentality of, hey, it's more than just me, it's everybody else. If by ducking out you can have effects on the lobby, well, you might as well just stick it out to the end. We were planning on doing so anyway, so just be there. That's exactly what LS Barney's doing. Down the back straightaway, here comes Subaru, closing in on second. That's Borna's Ghost. Will we see an Oops Arena and LS Subaru battle once again here? I wouldn't put it past them. TNR Horizon saying, no, Dustin, you're not hearing me. It would be our first ever since we became a team. Well, even all the more reason to celebrate. And thank you for that little nugget. I got that one tucked away in the old noggin here. Should I get to use that? Here comes LS Subaru, now going to harass Borna's Ghost, and they make contact tire to tire. Oh, that's always scary. You just never know what's going to happen. You've got those two round rubber wheels spinning and spinning and spinning, and if two of them make contact, it's uncertain as to what might happen, especially here in the virtual world. We know what that often results in the real world, but sometimes we can get mixed results here digitally. And now with that maneuver there on the back straightaway, LS Subaru moves up to P2. Borna's Ghost still right there in P3. Cratrum in fourth. Slow Motion Fire doing very well in fifth position, holding off Audrex at least for the moment. Kuda 93 in 7th, Modern Weapon in 8th, Fear the Fun in 9th, Weizenmitten in 10th. The beautiful thing about these oval races is it really puts the victory up for grabs, because now it's less about driver strategy, skill, and technique on a road course. And here it's less about throttle modulation, it's less about braking, and it's more about just hitting your mark here, particularly with that narrow pit lane exit through 1 and 2 and the pit lane entry roads at 3 and 4. And everybody doing quite well. The only outlier really here that I've noticed is LS Barney. Lap number 25, up 34. The 35th you see is a cooldown lap. Folks, I'm just going to do it. Well, I won't say one more time. I might do it toward the end of the broadcast, but at least for the last time here during the racing action, if you're loving the racing, you're enjoying it, you want to see more, we'll have more for you 1 week from tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Xventure, week number 4. Click that follow button. That way you don't forget. You find the channel easily. I'll be in your follow channel section when I do go live next Tuesday, and I'll preview what week 4 tracks are in store. All that and more here. Of course, talking with some of our drivers in the driver's spotlight right after this race. So don't go anywhere. I implore you. I implore you. And if you're enjoying that content, yes, do please click that follow button. Please, please, please. That's all I ask. All right, out of turn number 1 and 2. LS Subaru here with about a half. Make that a full Polaris lead on Borna's Ghost in P3. Out onto the back straightaway they go. Oops, Arena with maybe, I don't know, a half a second, maybe a little bit more than a half a second lead here. Coming through 3 and 4, lap 26. Hurry up, Horizon. Get the TNR gang over here to the broadcast. Grab the confetti cannon. And the, what are they, the Vuvuzelias or whatever they're called? Still quite a few laps to go, so we don't want to jump to conclusions quite yet. LS Subaru, I want to say, is on the move. That was only after there was an incident about 15 laps ago in which Subaru got tangled up with Usarena, spun her around. She was able to recover and has clearly gotten back up to the front, but now Subaru trying to claim that 6th victory here. 6th of 6 races. There goes Subaru wide out of the grass, and as a result, going to lose a little bit of traction. That's not going to take away a lot of the momentum. Of course, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and Subaru just added a little bit of a dog leg, a little bit of a kink there, and as a result, drops back to P3. And I'm sorry for those drivers from 4th on back to 9th. I know they're doing really, really well. They've got a lot of battles of their own, but this one is the one to watch here at the moment. Cratrim in 4th, and actually Cratrim is closing in here and might be a part of this battle for 2nd on the last few laps, and don't rule out Slow Motion Fire, who is right there with him. Audrex in 6th. Could be like a vulture just waiting for a mistake to happen in the positions before him and try to strike. And now here comes LS Subaru to the inside, across the line. They'll go side by side. Subaru, Borna's Ghost, across the line for the beginning of lap number 29. Woo! And there he goes. He's got it for now. Are we having fun yet, chat? Are you guys tapping your feet? Are you moving your legs? Are you chattering your teeth? This is a nerve-wracking race, even if you don't have any skin in the game, so to speak. It's just a fun one to watch. And I hope it can stay clean all the way through. That's what we really, really want. We want it to be a clean race and not have a change in position as a result of any incidents. Now Borna's Ghost slides the back end of the Polaris Razor 1000 out of turn number 4 and loses some speed. Here comes Slow Motion Fire, who now has moved up to P4. Cratrim, no, I take that back. Maybe a little bit of a, well, it might have been It might have been Slow Motion Fire there in 4th position because he's right there next to Cratrim as they go into turn number 1. At least to the inside of turn number 1. I don't know, technically, is this only 2 corners here if we're running the pit lanes? Exits and entry? Might just be 2 corners. I guess that would be the same as the oval. And now Subaru has established a commanding lead in P2. Mind you, while Subaru was battling Born as Ghost, that allowed Oops Arena just to increase the distance between herself and both Born as Ghost and Subaru. So here we are, lap 31 of 34. Let's quickly go back to 4th with Cratrium. There's Slow Motion Fire, who momentarily had that P4 spot as they hit the back straightaway. Oh, you guys thought the racing out here at Homestead was exciting with, I don't know, what have we been out here in? We've been out here in the V8 Vantage. We've been out here in the NASCAR vehicles, in other race series. We've seen all kinds of vehicles run out here at Homestead. This is one of the more memorable races, at least for me. Sure, might be a little bit of recency bias, but man, this is a good one. And across the line for the beginning of lap number 32, can Subaru close that gap? Oh no, there we go. We got the loading screen. That was very brief. That was very, very brief. And LS Barney now out of the race altogether. There goes Cratrium holding the line and blocking blocking Slow Motion Fire. They're closing in on Born as Ghost, and not too far ahead there you see in the background, that's LS Subaru making the entry into the apron of turn number 3. And let's see if maybe Cratrium can make use of a little bit of a bump from Slow Motion Fire here. I don't know if that'll work in this vehicle. TNR Horizon says, I'm trying to get him here, but it's late. Oh, they're just going to have to watch the VOD. No. No. Across the line, beginning of lap number 33. Oops Arena now has a back marker between her and LS Subaru in second. Next time by the flag stand will be the white flag. 1 lap to go. Across the line, Oops Arena triggers lap number 34. Born as Ghost in second. Cratrim in 4th. Born as Ghost in 3rd. LS Subaru in 2nd. Cratrim in 4th. Slow Motion Fire in 5th. Audrex in 6th position. And I know as much as the TNR team would love to see Oops Arena come across the line, we're going to hang out right here in this battle for 3rd. Until now, coming out of turn number 4, in first, even after getting turned around in this race, representing TNR team, picking up her first victory here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, and the TNR team's first victory overall here in Forza Motorsport. Oops Arena coming away with the win here at Homestead, on the apron, in the Polaris Razor. Well done, followed by Subaru in second. Born as Ghost in 3rd, Cratrim in 4th, Slow Motion Fire in 5th, Audrex in 6th, Modern Weapon in 7th, Cuda 93 in 8th, Fear the Fun in 9th, and Weisenmitten in 10th position. Patches Riley in 11th, and unfortunately, we lost LS Subaru earlier on. Congratulations, Oops Arena, for at least ending the streak that has been LS Subaru's was going to be a sixth straight victory here in season 48. LS Subaru instead finishing in second. Wow. Wow. How exciting was that? That's why you just never know. You never know. Sure, LS Subaru is still in a great spot to come away as the season champion. We still got 2 more weeks to go, so it's not a foregone conclusion here. But it's just races like that are different. We get a different outcome that are exciting, and all the more reason to come back each and every Tuesday here with the Forza Spec Racing Series. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and run a few ads. Again, you're not going to miss anything. It just allows me to take note of where all the drivers finished. We'll come back. We'll talk to some of our drivers. We'll preview what's ahead here in week number 4 of season 48. Who knows? Maybe another driver is going to have a go at a victory here in a week's time. You're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore, and I'll be right back. Make the emotes dance. Do the dancing thing. Just spam them in the chat. That's how you do it. Welcome back. X-Venture here on Twitch TV. Week number 3 of the Forza Spec Racing Series, season number 48, has come to a conclusion with Uf Serena getting the victory out at the Homestead track, ending LS Subaru's winning streak here in season 48 at 5 races, those being the first 5 of the season. We've got 3 races remaining. Week number 4, 2 of them, and then our finale, an endurance race. Week number 5, the 9th race of the season out at Circuit de Catalunya National Circuit. Let's go ahead and take a look at, or not take a look, but let's go over to our driver spotlight circle here, LS Subaru. That race was very much within reach. You had an opportunity. So to say that you lost this race by any large margin is it would be a complete overstatement. You lost as a result of getting tangled up with Arena about maybe about midway through the race. They were coming out of turn number 4. You obviously let Arena reclaim position after that incident, and then you yourself made your way back up to P2, but wasn't able to catch back up.
Yeah, I just wasn't on the pace for this race. As I said in the interview after Rio, I wasn't expecting to win this race, nor was I expecting to get pole position. And my concerns were proven to be correct.
I mean, you make it seem a lot more negative than it really was. I mean, it was that close. If there wasn't that incident midway through the track and you and Serena were continuing to battle out all the way to the 34th lap, you might have had a very strong case to win that one. You say you weren't necessarily on the pace. Do you attribute that to just a different style of racing, an oval race, or was there something about the car that you think you could have done differently to eke out a little bit more performance?
I think it was just down to the tune in the end. The gearing was pretty much the most important part of the car for this circuit, and it seemed like Serena had got the tune down pat. So, yeah, I guess I would just have to look at this and just, I don't know, move on, I guess.
Move on indeed. That's our final race of that type. Usually we only get like maybe one oval race every other season. They don't even show up every season because next week we head out to the Dubai Mountain Circuit and then the Sebring Club Circuit, where probably you're a little bit more at home, albeit that Sebring race does have a chance of rain. What would rain look like here in the Polaris Razor? Or what would it feel like, I should say?
Can't say I know. The test and tune race we had way back at the before week 1 started, we didn't even get rain in that race. It just ended up being a dry one.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see what it's like.
Do you welcome the precipitation, or would you rather it stay away?
I'm indifferent. Rain or not, I'll try and put the best effort I can in.
Okay. Talking with LS Subaru, who has 5 of the 6 races as victories here in season 48. So still going to look really, really good going into week number 4. 200 points in total, 200 championship points in total. Do you have any concerns about those 2 races? You got two different styles. We've got the Dubai Mountain Circuit, where very akin to Bathurst. We've got the ups and downs and the twisty, turny bits with concrete walls on either side, followed up by Sebring, which is kind of allows you to roam. You don't really make any contact if you have any incidents out there. You just find yourself mowing the grass like a lawnmower. Any of those tracks concern you?
No, I think I'll be fine for those 2 races. Yeah, they're pretty similar. They have similar characteristics to previous races we've had, with Dubai being more like Bathurst, as you said, with the high elevation changes and whatnot, and a little bit of Rio in there as well with the uneven road surfaces.
That's true.
As for Sebring, don't think there's. I think that might be new. Even then, there might not be as it'll probably just be another straightforward race for everyone. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and this is one of those times that for Sebring, the simulation damage is turned off because we are actually going to be going to the short club circuit, which has no pit lane to it. So that will have damage turned off. Still, drivers will have to contend with the conditions if it so happens to rain there. LS Subaru, just going to take a tangent here. Are you a chicken wing fan? Do you eat chicken wings?
I do, in fact, eat chicken wings.
All right.
I haven't had any in a long time.
Okay, well that's neither here nor there. Really, the question is, what's the flavor of choice for LS Subaru?
I'm pretty vanilla when it comes to it. It's just very straightforward. No dips or any sauces on it. Just a straight chicken wing. Make it spicy, and
Okay.
that's it.
All right, so it's got a little bit of spice in it, so maybe it's marinated or it's got a little seasoning over the top.
Yeah, just no, just make it spicy. That's it.
Okay.
I'll be happy.
All right. All right. I was polling the chat. Or, as a matter of fact, Giblet says, "Oh, you like vanilla wings?" So, like a vanilla marinade over the. I don't think that's what he's talking about, Ghibli. Not at all. All right.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, that would. Oh gosh, can you imagine? Oh, vanilla over a chicken wing. Subaru, anybody that you want to send a shout out to here tonight, or in your case, this morning, today?
Same people as always. Shout out to LS, my team. Shout out to Slow for organizing the race and making the livery, and shout out to you for broadcasting it for people to see.
Okay, very good. Hey, repeat shout outs. There's no harm in that. All the same love to those who have helped Subaru out here, making the vehicle look good and getting a chance to be on the broadcast. Subaru, it's a P2 finish, but I think you're going to be all right. We'll see you a week from tonight for week number 4.
Thank you.
All right, LS Subaru. Like I said, finishing in P2. Again, if this is the worst week that Subaru has, can still finish out the season with the max amount of championship points. Let's go ahead and bring in LS, or not, excuse me, not LS, not part of the LS crew at all. Fear the Fun. Which, man, I do this every time. It's your name. It's your name in Discord that throws me off. It always starts, well, it starts with an F, and so I just immediately jump to that.
Just gonna have to write you up, Dustin.
It's a programming error that I have in my head.
Only punishment will fix this problem.
Slow Motion Fire joins us here in the driver's spotlight. Man, you had a great battle. I know you mentioned it there in the chat that you were battling with CT for a bit. You guys had, I think Audrex was back behind you, never able to close that gap to have a battle with you and Kratrium. Just wasn't able to give enough love to you all because of what we had going up front with Oops Arena and LS Subaru. But man, I tell you what, when we head out to the oval, I mentioned this in the race itself, like it just seems to give everybody a shot at that point. Like it really doesn't dismiss anybody from winning that race. Even LS Subaru himself said that he didn't expect to win that one, or thought maybe that there was a real chance he would lose or come in second in this case. And that's exactly what happened.
Yes, Serena just had the right gearing there. We were all commenting during the race that she just had that much more straight line speed. It was hard to defend against. She'd get a run there, and you couldn't do anything about it. The track was so wide, you had no option but to just let her go by.
What did you think when both Serena and Subaru got tangled up coming out of turn number 4, somewhere around the midpoint of the race, maybe a little bit earlier? Did you think, hey, this is a real opportunity for Borna's Ghost? Well, Patches Riley, Borna's Ghost. Of course, Patches Riley fell back pretty quickly, I think, there in that race. But Borna's Ghost, yourself, Kratrium, and Audrex, were you guys like, oh, this is our opportunity? There was some separation there, and all of a sudden that closed real fast.
Oh yeah, that kind of changed it from a couple little groups there battling to suddenly, okay, first is very much in sight. We're 1 through 5 kind of in a pack here, and tried to keep it bunched up. That's most of the race. I was trying to push CT for all I could to run down 3rd position there. That was kind of the goal for a good portion of the race. And we're making a little bit of progress, but I think this race was a lot of fun. But if we had another 50 horsepower, I think it would have been a really fun race.
Well, hey, just saying, Ghibli Giblets in the chat during the race said, hey, make them run this for 12 hours. So there you go. Let's make a 12-hour race in the Polaris Razors out of this.
Oh man, I don't think my hands could have taken 12 hours of that.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would be pretty rough. I don't think it's exciting for the 45, 50 minutes or so that we were running it here, but tack on another 11 hours and it probably gets less fun.
Patches on the steering wheel, we'd probably kill him if he had to do 12 hours.
Oh man, really a testament to Serena. You said her tune was clearly like top notch. Even when you guys kind of accordioned it, bringing it back together when there was that incident between her and Subaru, she was just able to depart the crew. Does that make you feel defeated, or just because you had so much traffic around you guys anyway that you really couldn't think much about, hey, first place just took off on us? No, we still got our battle here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, you just had to look for positions that you could run down because
Yeah.
we saw Serena make a little mistake there with Subaru and stack the field back up. So that was possible at any time. You were just trying to put yourself in a position where if that happened, you could take advantage of it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, indeed. Talking with Slow Motion Fire here in the driver's spotlight after our final race of the evening here out at Homestead. Um, I would say kudos to you and FM4. I mean, it's more kudos to TNR. They got their first victory as a club, as a team in Forza Motorsport here in FM4. Oops, Serena staking that claim. Do you have any other success stories of other teams that have done anything like that here in FM4? I mean, surely this isn't the first, right?
Oh, it probably isn't, but after the domination that has been Subaru, it's just kind of been everybody trying to sneak one past him.
Yeah.
So that's been the big story here. I think Serena came close once or twice in was it the RX3s?
Yeah, I was going
I
to
feel like
say.
I remember her running at the top of the field in one of the other seasons.
Yeah, no, definitely Serena, with her experience with FM4, very well could have been close to a top finish. Horizon just letting me know there in the chat, TNR Horizon saying, no, as a team, this was like our first win. So that's really, really cool. And hopefully we'll get, like I said, TNR Horizon participating in week number 4, getting a drop week out of week number 3 here. Slow Motion Fire, any words, any parting words, any thanks that you have here tonight?
Oh, just kind of the same spiel as always. We've still
course.
got open grid spots, so
Yeah.
anybody that's interested or looking to come race with us, you're more than welcome to. You just got to get signed up and get the car built and join us out here on the track. And then thanks to all the drivers who show up every week, and thanks to the mod team for helping me put all this together, and thanks to all the viewers for tuning in.
And I should have asked you before the shout outs, best chicken wing flavor, your favorite chicken wing flavor.
I like just breaded with honey.
Oh, okay. That's changing it up. Is that a honey mustard or just honey?
Just straight honey.
Just straight honey. It's more like a chicken wing treat. No?
Sure, we can call it that. Yeah.
Chicken wing. I mean, if it's not, all I can think is that it's got maybe a similar consistency to like a God, I don't know what the biscuits at, like, I don't know, KFC or whatever, or Popeyes or something, like, except for until you get to the chicken part, but the breading and everything with the honey on there. Interesting.
Yeah, think of it like a chicken and waffles, or just, rather than maple
That's a
syrup,
good
you got
point.
chicken and honey.
That's a good point. Throw a chicken wing in one hand, grab yourself a waffle in the other, and boom, there you go. Chicken and waffles with wings. I like it. All right, Slow Motion Fire. Thanks again for the opportunity here to commentate the FM4 series, because that was a beaut of a race. That was a fun time, and we'll see you for week number 4.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dustin.
All right, there goes Slow Motion Fire, and now into the driver's spotlight, picking up the victory here at Homestead on the apron. I know this is not the banked oval for a lot of people who might have been tuning in thinking, what the heck? What are they running? And especially here in the Polaris Razor, not an easy feat. Oops, Serena now in the driver's spotlight. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say. It was very intense battling with Subaru that entire time. I didn't expect to really get pole up until practice earlier, where I was like 2 tenths ahead of him.
Yeah.
3 tenths. And then qualifying came around after the absolute bombshell that was Rio. And 2 tenths ahead of him, managed to keep him behind me for a bit. Had that little contact towards the middle part of the race, which I haven't seen like any replay of at all. So I'm not sure if it was my fault, but he ended up winning, which was very nice. I don't think he really had to. And once all the field just started coming, I knew if I got past Slow and Born as fast as possible, I had a very high likelihood of winning.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what happened.
yeah, that is exactly to a T what happened. And you bring up a great point too. Rio de Janeiro was not a race to write home about, right? Like it was one of those where it seemed like on the first lap you had some sort of incident that really kind of took you out. You might have even gone into pits, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. The first races every week seem to be really awful. And because I think every single first race I've had to pit for some reason. Because Sonoma, second lap, I hit the tire wall out of the NASCAR turn,
Yeah.
had to pit. Lime Rock, first lap, I ran into the back of Patches while he was spinning, and that sent me into the tire wall, had to pit. And then Rio took the bump wrong, spun, was okay the first collision, and then when Modern ran into me, that's when all the damage came. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And
But
an unfortunate trend with first races, but I mean, how do you not get so? This is probably a good lesson, or at least a thought for folks who might be watching, who either in public lobbies or perhaps in an organized league like this, they have a terrible race or a terrible qualifying, and maybe they just let that eat at them, and then the rest of the day is done for. How do you put that behind you and then come out here and not only win the race, but you qualified on pole?
I don't know. I would say that I definitely never used to be this way
Mhm.
because I would even sitting there on pole was very stressful. But
Yeah.
after Rio, I just kind of tucked my head down and ended up getting like the third fastest lap or something,
Yeah.
which which was nice. A little consolation for ruining my race on lap one.
Yeah, and you were able to eke out a P8 finish, I think, and so
Yeah.
that's better points than 3 that you would have gotten if you just bowed out of the race altogether, and then of course much better if you had finished 9th, 10th, or even 11th in that race. So very commendable to stick it out and see the checkered flag, get the extra points, and even if this is your drop week, despite the victory here in race number 6 of the season. A very good performance. TNR Horizon, your teammate, was in here in the chat just cheering you on there for the back half of the race and letting me know that you picked up the first team win as a TNR club. So, what are your thoughts about that?
I guess my first thought is I didn't think it was going to be me to get the first one for the team. I thought it was going to be Bryant. I think all of us thought it was going to be Bryant. But with him being busy today, I think he went karting, which would be a much, I wouldn't say much more enjoyable, but a bit more fun than doing this, I guess. More in
Yeah.
person,
Yeah,
more
that's
in
fair.
person stuff.
Yeah.
But getting the first one for the team feels great. I don't know, I wouldn't say I had a feeling, but once I got pulled by that kind of margin, I was like, maybe I can. And rest is history, I guess.
There
Stuck
you
it out.
go. And it will be history. There you go. Oof Serena getting the first win for Team TNR. TNR Horizon being here to witness it all. Do you have any demands then? Do you say, hey, you have to set up a Discord call. We've got to have some sort of celebratory food and drink and all that. Do you have any requirements now of the team because you picked up the first win? You gotta.
Um, I'm sure I will. Give me like a day or two and I'll update you on that. But
Tell them they got to send you your favorite treat or whatever. Yeah.
right before I joined the interview, I was talking to him. Like right after I crossed the line, he was inviting me
Oh,
to a
nice.
party and everything.
There you go. There you go. I like it. It's very cool. That's one of the great things. If you join the Forza community, you get involved in an organized league, and then you find drivers who are similarly mindset or similarly skilled. That you were like, hey, let's form a little group where we practice together, we help each other tune, and then we show up out there with kind of the same all goal in mind, that we may be helping each other try to get the best finishes possible. That's always a heck of a lot of fun, And Oofs Arena here tonight, a great example of what can happen when a team comes together and works toward the success. Hopefully, we'll see TNR Horizon join the action here in week number 4. Oofs Arena, last question before I ask for shout-outs from you, because inquiring minds want to know. Ghibli has reminded me that I have to ask the question, are you a chicken wing fan? Do you eat chicken wings?
I was gonna say yes because I don't know, just go along with it, but not really. I don't eat
No?
them like a ton.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, if you had to, is there a particular flavor? If somebody said, "Hey, Serena, you got to eat this chicken wing," what flavor is it?
If I had to choose the flavor for my celebratory chicken wing, it'd probably be buffalo or barbecue.
There you go. Just the classic buffalo or barbecue to celebrate a victory. I like it.
You
Any
can't beat
shot?
the classics.
Oh, yeah. It's like the default, like you go to that because you know it's likely to be good. I know some people could
Yeah.
probably mess up a chicken wing, but as long as it's a good chicken wing with good sauce, buffalo and barbecue, it's hard to pass those up.
Yeah.
Any shout outs here tonight?
I guess first of all to the team for giving me all the support since joining and even before that. Horizon for always just kind of being there and everything.
Yeah.
All the moderators on FM4, Slow for hosting everything every week, which is always a good time, no matter how my lap ones go on race 1. And I guess you, Dustin, for always being here to stream it for us.
Boom, boom. I like the shout outs. I like when I can be a part of the shout outs. Thank you so much. It's always a joy. And especially that race in particular here in season 48 definitely sticks out as we're putting 3 asterisks on there of like, this was a very, very good race. Who knows? Maybe week 4 and then week 5, the finale, we'll have just as exciting action out there on the track. We can only hope.
Yeah.
Oops, Serena, I appreciate you joining me here in the Driver's Spotlight. Congratulations on the victory. Enjoy it for the next week and hope to see you back out there on the track for week number 4.
Yeah, thank you. Should be there.
Very good, very good. And now I think we've got one more driver here. Oh, well, we did, and then it looks like they've bowed out. Weisenmitten. I saw Weisenmitten. I tried to get Weisenmitten, and then it's gone like a phantom. Well, maybe that's it then. That's maybe how we conclude things. All right, so I keep mentioning week number 4. I even talked about the tracks there with LS Subaru here in the Driver's Spotlight. But yes, Dubai Mountain Circuit, 16 laps. That'll be our first race of week number 4. The back half here of season 48, and then the Sebring Club Circuit. So going from fantasy track to real world track, and mind you that Sebring is the club circuit track with 22 laps. They'll have the vehicle damage turned off since there is no pit lane there for the club circuit, and a chance of rain. Just a chance. It may not actually happen, as LS Subaru had mentioned during one of their test and tune nights. They put the parameters exactly as it will be for the race on next Tuesday, and it didn't rain. So there is a chance that there may not be precipitation. It would be interesting to see if it does. The game by default will put the drivers on rain tires, which is something that I look forward to seeing change with the next Forza Motorsport title, where drivers will have to plan that out themselves. But for the purposes of race number 8 here in season 48, they'll be on rain tires out there at Sebring. But the degradation will be off because of no pit lane. So there you go. And then week number 5, 2 weeks from tonight, they're on September 20th. Same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Xventure, out at Circuit de Catalunya National, 62 laps. I'm really looking forward to that track. I really like Circuit de Catalunya a lot. Even the national circuit, even the abbreviated version, got that the chicane, the S's there in the last couple of corners before the all-out, flat-out straightaway. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oops Arena there says Discord kind of freaked me out, so I couldn't hear you. Thanks for the interview, Dustin. Oh, well, hopefully that got sorted out. I mean, you answered all my questions really well, so that seemed to have gotten fixed. Good to. Oh, Discord dropped it. It says Weisenmitten. Gotcha. In there for a second attempt. Okay, real quick here. We'll get Weisenmitten back in. Weisenmitten, you had that disconnect out at Rio de Janeiro. Able to stick it out at Homestead. Was the race fun for you there? It was craziness out on the track, to include having a different winner. But what was it like from your perspective? Oh, I had Weisenmitten. And gone. All right, well, we tried. We tried. Back to the schedule just real quick in case you missed it. We've got three races remaining to include 2 next Tuesday. Come join me, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. For those of you who followed the channel, we actually had a good swath of people here that did so. Team Goon Squad, Alpha Geo Draco, RZL Demon, Birdie Bogey, and TNR Horizon with the follows earlier in the channel. Frozen Toes with the raid from her channel. Thank you so much for that support. We had a great showing here tonight, both out on the track and here in the chat, or the pit lane, as I like to call it here on Tuesday nights. If you're not following the channel, please do so. It really is the most that I ask of you, and hopefully that makes it easier for you to find the channel, whether you're watching from a mobile device or on a desktop. Right here, twitch.tv/xventure. And for those who go above and beyond with your subscriptions to the channel so that you don't get the ads, you get the extra emotes, and support the channel just that much more, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, folks, I don't know what I'm doing Friday. I don't know what I'm doing Sunday. It's really a wild card weekend here because, well, one, my Sunday playthrough of Batman Arkham Asylum ended early. Finished that up this past Sunday. And so I've got 3 Sundays here to figure out what's going to happen. I still don't know yet. Hey, what's up, Ovation? Oh, Ovation. Long time no see. Welcome. And then Friday, I don't know what's happening Friday. Really, the best way to keep up to date on what's happening here on the channel, or at least what you can expect, is over on the schedule. That's twitch.tv/xventure. /schedule. If you missed any part of this broadcast, or if you missed weeks 1 and 2 and you want to catch up on those, you can check those up in the past broadcast section here of the channel. That's the video tab. Especially once we go offline here, when I'm not live, that'll be easier for you to find, and you can go catch those videos on demand. Great thing about those, you can fast forward them, you can rewind them. You can check out the action. Unfortunately, Twitch got rid of the ability for me to do a rerun immediately following this broadcast. Otherwise, I would. So you guys can enjoy that on your own time. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks again. All the follows here tonight, all the engagement there in the chat. I love it. Keep it coming. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should be saying before we close out. I don't think there is. Apart from be happy, be healthy, be kind to one another. Until next time, adios, goodbye.